Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm Zscaler from ZK Research, and I'm here in Las Vegas at Zscaler's user event, Zenith Live 2025. I'm with Karthik Chakkarapani, the CIO of Zuora.
That's right.
And so this is your first time on with me. Before we get started talking about the whole evolution to Zero Trust, just a quick introduction on yourself and the company.
Thank you, Zeus. Nice to meet you. It's great to be at the Zscaler Zenith Live. This is my first time coming to this annual conference. I am currently the CIO of Zuora, and I joined the company a couple of years ago. And my responsibility is driving digital transformation and realizing the business goals and outcomes to meet Zuora's vision on total monetization and subscription management solutions.
Yeah, and you guys actually won a Zenny Award here, which is the Customer Award. We'll talk about that later in a bit.
Sure.
But because of the transformation you did, and when I read the case study, boy, it was pretty comprehensive, right? So talk about that. What drove that? In fact, maybe a good way to start is talk about the environment you had before. What challenges you saw with it, from a scale and a cost perspective, and why you decided to go down this path of Zero Trust everywhere?
No, definitely. When I joined Zuora, when I was doing my initial 30 days listening tour across the company, and then I did my first all-hands meeting, one of the top pain points that employees had mentioned is multiple VPN solutions. The Wi-Fi was very sporadic and it was dropping off. So that hit me very hard, saying that regardless of the security solutions that we have, one of the key things that employees were looking for is a seamless work experience and a frictionless experience, and VPN was one of our blockers. The Wi-Fi experience was one of the blockers. So that is what it kind of triggered to develop that overall vision. We're not just looking for security, we need to combine it with a seamless workplace experience. So that began the journey of our Zero Trust and workplace experience transformation. So.
Yeah, in fact, I'm a former CIO, and I know we lived and died, it's been a while, but we lived and died with VPN. And it's funny because when you're in tech, firing up a VPN client, making changes isn't really all that hard because it's second nature. But to the average worker, asking them to go in and change their DNS settings and things like that is actually a pretty big deal, and it gets in the way. Plus, you can never figure out, do I need to use VPN now? Do I not? Some apps work some way, and so I understand the complexity of that environment.
No, definitely. Yeah. Today, even within our organization, we had like 3 or 4 VPN solutions.
Yeah.
And there was multiple VPNs that the product and engineering team have to use. For corporate application, they have to use a corporate VPN. For product engineering stuff, they have to do different VPN. It was getting crazy, and the performance and productivity was taking a hit. Due to that, we were getting inflow of many incidents and requests. So things that didn't add much value to a team, and that is when we were scanning the market for the right solutions, and Zscaler was one of the solutions that we went with.
Yeah, and how many users are we talking about?
We are talking like around 1,600 employees and contractors globally across like 16 countries.
Okay, so that's a pretty sizable environment.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. And so what's the post environment? Like, what did you replace? What's the Zscaler footprint look like?
Yeah, we had almost a dozen multiple solutions. These are all legacy, because Zuora has been almost like 15 plus years, right, in the making. So in the prior era, like multiple solutions were brought in. Now, when I joined, one of my clear charters from the leadership is be enterprise ready, but still drive at scale and agility. And this was the charter. It's a very good problem and challenge to solve. So in order to drive agile and scale, we cannot be running the old ways. In order to meet the future revenue growth and efficiency, we need to be looking at an enterprise ready from best-in-class processes, experiences, capabilities that will help us to scale and grow. So we had like almost a dozen multiple solutions, and we had to consolidate everything. And not only from the architecture was not scalable and robust, but also it was taking a big hit on the costs as well, whether the cost for the software solutions or on-prem solutions, and also the maintenance that is required by my team and the contractors. So overall, the architecture was not robust, it was not scalable, multiple SaaS solutions, multiple VPN solutions, and taking a lot of overhead to manage all those things was the real problem that we had right now.
Yeah, okay, so you brought Zscaler in. What did you replace?
We replaced mainly all the internet access solutions, the SaaS access solutions,
So that
the
includes firewalls, VPN?
firewalls as well. We consolidated some of the firewalls. Now we are a zero VPN. We don't use VPN anymore. So it is like as soon as the users log into the laptop, they just sign on once, they get access, whether it is SaaS applications or internal applications or any endpoints. It's very easy for them to navigate, and due to that we also have better visibility, that we're able to monitor and manage the needs better.
Yeah, so this vision that Jay Chaudhary, their Zscaler CEO, talked about this morning about the cafe-like experience.
That is right, yes.
Right, you're a big believer in that.
Absolutely, it's a single hub, single point entry. Prior to this we had the access was not managed in the right way. It's either all access or no access, so we want to go with zero trust, right? So based upon the user, their role, the profile, the context, and what they need from whether they are whether they are in the office or whether they're working from home or coming to a conference like this, when they come to the endpoint, which is their laptop or their mobile device, once they get authenticated through our Okta platform, that is when we need to understand, okay, what is the context, what is the settings, and get a good awareness of the environment and give them the right access at the right time. That is our vision, and that is what we enabled for the
Now,
endpoints.
the success of every CIO, I suppose, is the happiness of the user base.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
And what's the user feedback been like on this?
The user feedback has been amazing. So I went to the all hands call meeting again early this year. So I kind of refreshed everyone's memory. Hey, you guys told me that on day one, that one of them asked from the Q&A forum, hey Karthik, can you get rid of the VPN? That's exactly what we did, and the teams were very elated. And I could see the experience and experience for users much better now. The VPN was just a catalyst of the problem. Now we kind of solved the end-to-end experience across the board. So the experience and feedback was great.
Now, in the case study that I was reading to prep for you, it did mention there's a pretty significant cost savings to this
Absolutely,
too, right?
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so talk about where the cost savings came from and how much you're saving now. I mean, this is big, right?
Yeah. So as I said, we are a $500 million ARR in the company, and our goal is to have accelerated growth and efficiency because we were recently acquired by private equity as well. There's a big focus on net ARR and EBITDA. So glad we started on this journey 2 years ago. And in parallel to the zero trust, we also had one more enterprise initiative called SaaS rationalization. We had like 200 plus apps in our portfolio, and many of them are overlapping, duplicate, very similar to multiple VPNs and multiple firewall solutions.
That's the way people work.
Yeah, and we had it across the board, including shadow IT. So we did a very rigorous and accelerated approach to rationalizing it. And one of the big chunk was in the infra and security portion, right? So we did a clear ROI and business case. We looked at all the solutions, including we had some co-location data centers in Asia Pacific region. We were paying very high amounts for our internet bandwidth as well. So we didn't have a good control over the cost, right? So when we did this analysis, we went with this the overall SASE solution with Zscaler, and with consolidating all the solutions, our ROI is approximately like a little over $500K per year, and we are on target to hit we are on target to hit the ROI this year.
That's a fast ROI.
It's a fast ROI. Yeah. It provided a big chunk of my overall SaaS rationalization target. My CFO is happy, my other leaders are happy, because now we are able to reinvest in other tools and technologies, especially in the current way of AI, agentic AI. We are actually reinvesting in modern technologies, and also Zscaler is providing that foundation to be more agentic AI readiness as well.
Yeah.
So,
and let me ask you, when I talk to customers about the whole concept of zero trust and Zscaler, there's a lot of fear out there, right? That I can't take my firewalls out, right? But you did. And what gave you the confidence to do that and know that it was still going to work? Because, I guess as in IT, and as a former CIO, I can honestly say that you live a little bit with if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And but you actually had, the belief in it to make that big change, and that's hard to do sometimes.
No transformation is easy. Especially we, as I said, we completely got rid of VPNs, and we consolidated multiple firewall solutions, all driven by Zscaler now. As in any transformation program, because we need to run the business and we need to change the business. It's almost like you're flying the plane, you had to replace the parts and still fly the plane, and that is the same state we were in, right?
Yeah.
So we had to do a POC on a particular subset of users and regions, and we rolled it out, we tested it, and then we did an iterative approach of rolling out to the rest of the company. And yes, we did learn some things along the way. We iterated, we fixed it, we improved upon, and that is when the Zscaler's customer success and implementation team were very helpful and insightful. They helped us along the journey as well. I think this takes a village to do things done, but at the same time, it's not like, hey, just shut it off and shut it on, or bring it out. That process never works in any technology transformations. You need to draw the vision first, like, hey, we are in point A, we need to go to point B, and how do we go from point A to point B is where the success comes in. If you just directly jump to point B, you're going to fail. So you need to go in a very iterative manner, and that's exactly what we did with this.
Well, congratulations. And as I started off saying, you won a Zenny Award here, which is a Zscaler Customer Award to recognize outstanding customers. What does that mean to you?
It's a industry recognition. This validated our approach to zero trust transformation, especially coming from a SaaS company. And I'm sure that other organizations are going through the same journey, especially with this wave of AI tech coming to the enterprise. If you don't have this zero trust kind of an architecture and infrastructure in your organization, it's very difficult to adopt to new AI tech where the endpoints are more than what we have in SaaS application. Just imagine, we have 200 SaaS apps, and you multiply that by 5 AI agents. You're talking in thousands of AI agents. Yeah. How are you going to drive that scalability with a secure environment? And we strongly believe that this validated our approach, and I think the team is elated.
Well, I wanted to ask you about AI too. So, and what's next with your relationship with Zscaler? And so, talk about what's next, and then how you see this vision of zero trust fitting into your AI strategy.
No, definitely. I would say two things. As soon as we had a multi-phase approach. First one is get the foundation strong. It's almost like renovating a house. You need to get the foundation strong. And now we are in the second phase of transformation where we are building additional capabilities. The one thing that we recently signed with Zscaler was data loss protection at the endpoints.
DLP, yeah.
So we just recently signed, and we just started to roll out. This way, we can track and monitor how the data has been used and shared with other SaaS apps or even AI solutions. The second solution that we recently implemented was a Gen AI module as well. This way, we can see what are the tools that are being used, how is the data being shared with this AI application, so we can monitor it. So that gives us some good visibility and insights. What else do we need to be doing? And that is helping us to shape what level of additional AI security and monitoring that we need to do. For example, if I'm downloading a sales compensation data or some customer data, knowingly or unknowingly, you may upload it to ChatGPT or other AI solutions. With these two solutions, now we can prevent that from happening, right? So that is very, very important for us, because we are accelerating on our agentic AI journey across our company. And that is what our focus is going to be for the next few months.
All right, great. And just one last question, Karthik, and I'll let you go enjoy the rest of the event. Sure. For your fellow CIOs out there that are thinking about this transformation but are a little nervous, what's a couple of pieces of advice you can give them?
I said now is the time to enable and drive towards zero trust. If you want to leverage the best of AI and drive value for a company, go for zero trust transformation.
All right. So best of AI, zero trust. You'll also save yourself a lot of money in the meantime.
Absolutely. Yeah. Money is, you can reinvest those savings into other new tech.
Yeah. Well, and no one's IT budgets are growing.
Exactly. Right? Budget is not growing. So you need to find your own ways. I can guarantee that money is within your budget, that you can use it the right way. So.
All right, Karthik, well, that was a fantastic interview. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of Karthik Chakkarapani from Zuora, I'm ZS Valor from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Give us a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of ZKast.
Thank you. Great to meet you all. Thank you.